At this moment, an honor and responsibility that no other elected representative has ever been entrusted with. At this moment, I also bow my head in gratitude to my late parents, whose values of honesty, hard work and public service continue to guide me, and I thank my family for their unwavering support, patience and sacrifice through this journey of service to the people of Sindh. Mr. Speaker, sir, at the outset, I pay tribute to Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, founder of the Pakistan People's Party and former Prime Minister of Pakistan, whose vision of democracy and social justice and public empowerment transformed the political landscape of our country. I also pay homage to Shaheed Mohtarma Benazir Bhutto, whose courage, sacrifice and unwavering commitment to democratic values continue to inspire generations of Pakistanis. Before presenting the budget for the financial year 2026-27, I wish to place on record my profound gratitude to President of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Mr. Asif Ali Zardari, for his guidance and steadfast support during these challenging times. I also acknowledge the leadership of Chairman Pakistan People's Party, Mr. Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, whose vision of people-centered development, social justice and inclusive growth continues to shape the priorities of the government of Sindh. His commitment to welfare of farmers, workers, women, youth and vulnerable communities remains central to our development goals. I also pay tribute to the brave armed forces of Pakistan, whose courage, professionalism and sacrifices continue to safeguard the sovereignty and territorial integrity of our beloved homeland. Recent regional developments have once again demonstrated Pakistan's role as a voice for peace, stability and principled diplomacy. Under the leadership of President Asif Ali Zardari, Prime Minister Mian Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif and Chief of Defence Forces Field Marshal Syed Asim Munir, Pakistan actively engaged with regional and international partners to support efforts aimed at de-escalation and peaceful resolution during the recent Middle East crisis, reaffirming its position as a nation that promotes peace in the region and stands for dialogue, upholding the canons of international law. Above all, I pay tribute to the resilient people of Sindh. I salute our farmers who continue to cultivate the land despite climatic uncertainty, our workers whose efforts sustain the economy, our teachers and healthcare professionals who serve with dedication, our entrepreneurs who continue to invest despite economic challenges, and our youth whose aspirations inspire us to build a better future. Honourable Speaker, I rise today to present the budget of the financial year 2026-27 in fulfilment of our constitutional responsibility and with a deep sense of commitment to the people of Sindh. The budget is being presented at a time when the global economy continues to face uncertainty arising from geopolitical tensions, disruptions in international trade, volatility in energy markets, and persistent inflationary pressures. According to the International Monetary Fund, global growth is projected at 3.1% in 2026, while global inflation is expected to remain elevated at 4.4%. Despite these challenges, Pakistan's economy demonstrated resilience during financial year 2025-26. National GDP increased from Rs 114 trillion to Rs 127 trillion. Economic growth improved at 3.7%. Per capita income increased from $1,751 to $1,901, and remittances reached a record $30.3 billion. Yet behind these encouraging indicators, ordinary citizens continue to face considerable hardship. Rising living costs, higher energy prices and inflation placed significant pressure on household budgets. Inflation averaged at 6.69% during the year and reached 11.7% in May 2026, affecting the purchasing power of families across the country. Climate change also continues to pose a serious challenge to Sindh. The lessons of recent floods remain fresh in our memory. Recovery and reconstruction efforts continue across many districts, while increasing pressures on water resources, agriculture and urban infrastructure demand sustained attention and investment. At the same time, thousands of young men and women enter the labour market every year seeking education, skills and employment opportunities. Meeting these aspirations remains amongst our foremost responsibilities. Mr. Speaker, sir, faced with these challenges, the Government of Sindh remained guided by clear conviction. The impact of economic uncertainty should not be borne by citizens alone. Accordingly, throughout financial year 2025-26, the Government pursued a strategy of fiscal responsibility, prudent governance and sustained investment in development. We sought to protect citizens, preserve economic activity and continue investing in the sectors that matter most to people's lives. It is against this backdrop of global uncertainty, inflationary pressures, climate challenges and rising public expectations that the Government of Sindh pursues its development agenda during 2025-26. I now turn to the measures undertaken by the Government to maintain fiscal discipline, strengthen public finances and sustain development momentum during a very challenging year. Honourable Speaker, sir, throughout the year, our objective was not merely to manage public finances, but to ensure that every rupee spent delivered the maximum possible benefit to the people of Sindh. Non-essential expenditures were carefully controlled. Administrative spending was streamlined and available resources were redirected towards development priorities and essential public service. Our approach was guided by a simple principle: fiscal prudence must enable development, not constrain it. At a time when many governments responded to economic pressures by reducing development spending, delaying projects or curtailing investments in social sectors, the Government of Sindh chose a different course. We protected investments in education, healthcare, social protection, agriculture, water resources, public transport, housing and infrastructure. At the same time, we strengthened expenditure controls, enhanced monitoring systems and accelerated governance reforms aimed at improving efficiency and ensuring value for money in public spending. The results of this approach are visible today. Despite inflationary pressures, rising construction costs and increased expenditure demand, Sindh achieved the highest development performance in its history. Against an exceptionally challenging economic backdrop, the Government of Sindh released more than Rs 900 billion for development activities across the province. Major achievements during financial year 2025-26 include completion of 952 schemes as per the following breakdown. I won't go through this breakdown to save time. This unprecedented level of investment supported roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, water supply schemes, irrigation infrastructure, public transport system, municipal services and development activities benefiting citizens in every district of Sindh. These investments not only improved public services but also generated economic activity, supported employment and strengthened the foundation of long-term growth and prosperity. We believe responsible public finance is ultimately measured not by savings alone, but its impact on the lives of citizens. Honourable Speaker, I now turn to the measures undertaken by the Government of Sindh during 2025-26 to provide relief to citizens, protect livelihood and support vulnerable segments of the society. Throughout financial year 2025-26, the Government of Sindh implemented a series of targeted interventions aimed at protecting livelihoods, reducing economic hardship, and supporting vulnerable segments of the society. These measures benefited farmers, workers, fishermen, transport users, traders, and households across the province. Honourable Speaker, one of the most tragic incidents during the year was the devastating fire at Gul Plaza, Karachi on 17th of January 2026. This claimed 72 precious lives and affected approximately 1,208 commercial units and businesses. Recognizing both the human tragedy and the economic devastation suffered by hundreds of families and traders, the government approved one of the largest relief and rehabilitation packages ever extended for a commercial disaster in Sindh. A comprehensive package of rupees 8.45 billion was announced, comprising compensation for bereaved families, direct financial assistance to affected shopkeepers, and compensation for inventory and business losses. Under this package, compensation of rupees 10 million per deceased victim was approved.